Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Recettear Adventure Examination. So just like in previous episodes, I'll be talking about one of the adventurers, how you get them through the game, how you acquire, or how you acquire their guild card, special attacks, what I feel is the strengths and weaknesses. As always, a lot of the information is taken from the game wiki, and the rest of it is conjecture on my part. So this time we're actually going to be looking at Tielle, how you say her name. Now I haven't really used her a whole lot, but she is an elven archer, as you guys saw like an episode or two ago. You do acquire her from, she is the boss of the Amber Garden, the place we're at right now. You do acquire her after you beat the dungeon, same with Charm. Tielle is also unmissable. It's impossible to miss her again unless you suck at the game. We first see her. Hang on, let me take care of this. Take care of these guys. Shit. Go away. Well, I guess now's a good time to talk about her power. So, Tielle uses a bow and arrow just like most elves, and it has 6 levels of and unlike the other adventurers, you actually have to charge it. Well, you don't have to, but I mean, it makes it better if you do charge it. It has 6 levels of charge, going from 0 to 5, increasing in strength. So there we go. So here's level 0 is just a little, doesn't really do anything. Level 1, it's a little bit more powerful and actually does a straight shot. Level 2, she shoots multiple arrows. Level 3, she shoots even more arrows, up to 5. 4 is, shoots arrows in front and in back of her. And then level 5 does, 5 in the front and 3 in the back. So, like I was saying before, you have to actually have to run across a event in Town Square in order to get the Amber Garden to show up, which I believe I covered in the regular series. She ends up looking for her sister, and on and on and on. She's more about offense than defense because she is an elf. So she can take a couple of hits, but you really don't want her in the fray of things. You kind of want to keep her back a little bit. Although there are advantages to fighting up close, because the closer you are, the more arrows that hit your target, and the more damage she does. So. She's a pretty okay character. I haven't really used her a whole lot, as you can see. It's only level 25. I just leveled her up enough to get all of her special attacks. So let's go ahead and move on to that. So she has 4 special attacks: Flame Arrow, Seeker Arrow, Star Shot Arrow, and Cutterage or Cute Rage, or however you want to pronounce it. It's a weird word. At first I thought it was Cutterage, like a combination of. I think it's a combination of the word cute and courage, but whatever. So, her attack. So, Flame Arrow's up first, and it's exactly what it sounds like. She shoots a flaming arrow, and it pierces all enemies in its path. It blows through all the enemies and hits everything in a single line. It's okay. It's useful. Seeker Arrow. Can't really be demonstrated what it does without an enemy on the screen, so let's go find one. But basically, it's a homing arrow, and it'll hit up to 3 times. See, there you go, 3 shots. If it hits the ground before it can hit an enemy, then it'll actually disappear. But it's pretty good for enemies that fly. So like the pumpkins, it's really useful on. Bees, it's pretty useful on. On and on and on. Star Shot is actually the move she uses when you fight her. So multiple beams, fly down from the sky. Now, the wiki says that it homes on to an enemy. Well, I guess it also says that it's not very useful against moving, highly mobile targets. So not really useful against ropers. But supposedly, 1 or more beams will lock onto an enemy, and they will, hit it. But then there's also random shots. Really, Star Shot is best used against bosses. Because it does the most damage, because the enemy, most of the bosses are big enough to where the one that locks on, plus most of the randoms will hit. Obviously, that's not the case for tiny bosses, like, you know, when you fight NPCs and shit like that at the end of the match. Oh, something else I should mention. Yeah, see, that one, some of those actually managed to lock onto him because he was staying still. So, I forgot to mention, Flame Arrow costs 4 SP, Seeker Arrow costs 5, and Star Shot costs 8. So Tielle is one of the first characters that all of her special abilities are different, you know, they all cost different amounts. But the first 3 are unlocked when you first get Tielle, whatever, this archer. The final move is Cute Rage, which sounds pretty funny. But it's unlocked at level 25, which, you know, obviously that's the level I level her up to. It costs 10 SP, and basically what it does is it causes her to charge her attack, because as you can see, like, it charges kind of slow. But Cute Rage actually causes her to charge extremely fast, as well as paralyzing any enemies near her when it activates. So, like, see, that'll paralyze him. It charges real fast, and it adds an extra level of charge. So it's pretty handy. Kind of a panic button, in my opinion, because it costs so much, and it's only really a one-time use. So, like, here. Oh, that's something else too. When Tielle gets hit, it actually causes her charge to reset. Oh, and Cute Rage also causes her to where she can't be knocked down or stunned, but she still loses her charge whenever she is hit while she's using it. So, useful, but you kind of have to be a little bit careful. But yeah, I mean, that's Tielle. She's a pretty powerful... Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Whenever she's hit, she gets that weird little bandage thing on her face. But pretty funny. So she's kind of an interesting character. I haven't really used her a whole lot, but I plan on it in the future. She's pretty fun to use, and actually really easy to handle. Seeing as how she starts when you get her, she starts at like level 20. So she's a pretty good character. I like her. It also doesn't really hurt matters that by the time I started playing, because this is on my extra save file, by the time I started playing her, she had already bought quite a few good, like, none of this is shit that she starts with. This is all stuff that I've sold her in my other save file. But, so, she's kinda, well, granted I did level her up too, but yeah, so, I'm rambling a lot, I realize. Anyway, that should be the conclusion of this little, really? Sorry, I got distracted there for a second. Anyway, that's the end of this episode of Let's Play Recettear Adventure Examination. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, and join me next time.